Finally, some peace and quiet.
What the hell are you doing, Jukes?
I'm on my lunch break, Chief.
Forget about that. We just got a big case. It's from way up high. You know that big oil pipeline they've been building over at the Rocky Mountains?
I don't follow the news that much.
Well, you better start. One of the protesters from some small town along the construction route went missing, and this media circus started creating all kinds of theories. My phone hasn't stopped ringing since this thing went public. Senators from both parties, lobbyists, CEOs, you name it. Everybody's on the edge. I told them I'd put my best man on the job.
I really appreciate your trust on this, Chief. I won't let you down.
Don't try your tight five on me, Jukes. All the best detectives are assigned to important cases. You're all I have left. You have about 50% clearance rate. You've never showed any initiative, but never broke any rules either. In fact, you might be the most average detective this office has ever seen. I don't know whether to fire you or give you a medal.
Thanks, Chief. I'll get on that as soon as I finish my lunch.
Lunch is for case closers, Jukes. Get your ass to Twin Lakes. Now!
What can you tell me about the case?
Like I told you, a protester went missing. It happened just as the construction reached her town, so it raised a lot of eyebrows. Locals will fill you in on the details.
Who is the missing person?
Some woman named Tammy Taylor. Looks like she was leading a protest group against the oil company. They were popular on the social media. Now we have some hashtag detectives trying to solve what happened to her without leaving their homes.
What can you tell me about the town?
It's just some one-horse town in the middle of nowhere. This is probably the only excitement they had in years.
Senators, huh? What makes this case so high profile?
Some people speculate that the oil company might have played a part in the disappearance. These are just rumors. Don't go around making wild accusations while you're there. Anyway, the investors call in on the campaign donations, then the politicians call me. You know how it works.
You don't really mean that average stuff, do you? I'm a pretty good detective.
Let it go, Jukes. Now is your chance to prove me wrong.
I never heard back on that Miami office transfer request.
If you don't solve this thing, there's a special post waiting for you at the Alaskan Records office.
Can I help you with something?
I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I've been assigned here to solve a missing person case.
Ah, God damn it. Those media assholes. I appreciate you coming all this way and all, but I assure you everything is under control. You can just go back to the city. We got this.
I'm sure you do, but since I'm already here, I might as well take a look around, if you don't mind.
Do what you like. Talk to Deputy Jones if you need anything. I'll be in my office.
What a warm welcome.
Welcome to Twin Lakes, Detective. I'm Deputy Ethan Jones. How can I help you today?
Well, you can start by filling me in on the case.
We don't have a lot of details. Tammy Taylor, a local woman, was reported missing by her mother 2 days ago. Sheriff thinks she's just doing this to cause drama.
Why?
Well, you see, they've been building this oil pipeline in town. Some of the locals organized a protest group. They've been causing trouble ever since.
Did you speak to the family and friends?
The sheriff said we didn't need to. He says she'll run back home when she's finally bored. If you want to talk to them, you can find the father, Rick, at the gas station. Her mother, Karen, is probably at the community center. She's been holding a vigil for her daughter. You can also try to speak to the protesters. They turned an old trailer over by the old mill road into an office.
Thanks. I'll do that.
Good luck, Detective. I'm sure the sheriff's right and there's nothing to solve, but if you need a search warrant, come see me. I'll call the judge and sort that out for you.
Right. Search warrant. I'll come see you.
Good hunting.
Good boy. This is my car. This is my car. This is my car. This is my car.
Save the trees!
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Could you tell me your name and address?
My name is Mike Normal, and I live at Old Mill Road, across from the No More Oil office.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm just in town to protest this billion-dollar piece of infrastructure project.
You have a very odd way of talking.
I'm just a normal guy. Ha ha!
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
I'm only in town to support my associates in violent protest. No more oil. That's the motto.
You don't seem violent.
You just wait. Wink, wink.
Why did you say wink instead of just winking?
You notice all the details, Detective.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She's the real head of our organization here in Twin Lakes.
I thought you were more of a collective.
Nope, she's the top dog. Greg is second in command.
And you?
Oh, I'm just a guy helping out. Don't mind me.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
I'm sure you'll find her soon, Detective.
Who would know more about Tammy?
I wish I could help you with that. Sorry.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I wish I could help you with that. Sorry.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
We are at war with the American oil industry.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
It'll never get finished if we have a say in it.
The post office is closed.
I'm really tired of holding this sign!
Welcome to Twin Lakes Supermarket.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
I really don't want to talk about my sister again.
Could you tell me your name and address?
Mary Lynn Taylor. I live with my parents at Williams Road.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I work at the grocery store. Ugh, I hate myself for saying that.
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
This place is disgusting.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She's my stupid sister. I bet she's not missing at all. Probably just left and never told anybody.
Well, I take it you're not very close?
Is it that obvious that I hate her for ruining my life?
How did she ruin your life?
She spent all the money Daddy had on some dumb art college. Now I can't afford to leave this freaking town.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
Yes, it's very unusual how she gets like all the attention. She's so basic. I could have been an artist or whatever too if we didn't go broke paying for Tammy's art school in New York.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I suspect her. She's just doing this to get attention. She's been known to take off and not tell anybody. Ever since she was little, she would just go off camping in the forest without telling our parents and come back the next day like nothing happened.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
It's just another one of my sister's parties that I'm not invited to.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
I don't care about that.
Hello there.
What do you think, boy? What can you tell me about yourself? Good boy. What can you tell me about Twin Lakes? What can you tell me about the No More Oil group? What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
It's never too late to atone for your sins.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
You are most welcome in this house of God, my son. The donation box is next to the door.
Could you tell me your name and address?
They call me Father Young, and my home is here. My legal name is Jerry Young. I live right behind the church, past the cemetery at Park Road. Not identifying yourself to an officer can be a misdemeanor in this state. Up to 12 months and a fine.
You know a lot about the law, Father.
My son, to guide your flock toward Jesus, you must know the laws of the Lord, as well as the laws of men.
Amen. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm a mere shepherd guiding my flock to find God and make a profit. I lead the dividend of the Christ Church. Perhaps you have seen our videos online.
Not really, no.
I did have a troubled past, where I only took and took. When I was locked up, God showed me the way to take as well as give back. That's what I do now.
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
A lost community that needs salvation. Thank the Lord I'm here to provide it. Most of my flock are online these days. So I moved here from Chicago for the low cost of living.
How did you come by this church?
I bought it for a modest price. The last priest was accused of misdoings and had a lot of lawyers' fees to pay. That's why online church is the safest.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
I'm sorry to say she wasn't a churchgoer. Those who don't follow the Lord will find themselves 6 feet under, with no light to guide them.
That's harsh.
It's easy to fix. Get a crucifix flashlight from our website for only $19.99.
Have you...
I did not. My one-on-one sessions take too much of my time to pay attention to the town drama.
Who would know more about Tammy?
I'm sure her mother will answer all the questions you have. She is the biggest donor the church has in this town. I wish I could help her. She set up a vigil at the community center.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I cannot make such accusations.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
I do not follow such earthly matters.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
I do not follow such earthly matters.
What if it's too late?
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Finally! What took you so long? Do you have any idea how long we have been waiting? She could be dead now because of you.
Could you tell me your name and address?
Yes, I'm Karen Taylor, Tammy's mother. We have a house at the end of Williams Road.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I have been calling your office since Tammy's house was on fire. My baby's house burned down, and she is nowhere to be found. Nobody is even investigating. I asked for the best detectives. Are you the best they had? Are you one of those genius detectives?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to say, I'm not some magical detective that's gonna smoke a pipe and look at some fabric to find out who the killer is. However, I promise you, I will do anything in my power to find your daughter.
That's good. At least somebody cares.
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
It's just another unremarkable small town that nobody cares about.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She's been very busy ever since she moved back into town. Her old stuff is in our house if you need to take a look.
Yes, that could help. What was she busy with?
For one thing, she is an activist working with the anti-oil group. It caused a lot of friction with the oil people. She would sometimes go camping by herself. I don't think that's it this time. She always told me before going, this is something different.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
Nobody seems to care. The sheriff won't move his butt to do anything. That deputy is as useless as a hat on a moose. Nobody is looking for my baby.
I am.
They said her phone was at home while it burned, yet she wasn't there. Who would leave their phone at home in this day and age?
That is suspicious. Who would know more about Tammy?
She was always very popular. You can talk to her high school friends, Aiden and Samantha. Then there's all the No More Oil people.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
If I did, I would do something about it.
What do you suspect?
If I...
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
They are Tammy's little group. Patty's boy, Greg, and that orange boy are with her. Also, some other people I never met.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
Tammy often went there to put up signs. Those construction people were always trying to stop her. They are building the South Pipeline now.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
There is no real fire station in town. Some of the men gather in the volunteers department. They could barely put out the fire. Nobody knows how it started. Only thing we know is she wasn't inside, thank the Lord.
You think I want to be in this town?
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
I can't stop you, can I?
Could you tell me your name and address?
Name's Mr. Stillman. Aw, hell, you can call me Paul, since I can tell we're gonna be such good friends. I don't live in this town.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
It's a shame, isn't it?
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
It's the greatest public service American people have received since the railroads. If we ever finish it.
Where are all the workers?
My trusted and loyal colleagues decided to wait at St. Newman's. They have better bars, apparently.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
They are certainly better equipped than my little group called How Will You Feed Your Family Without a Functioning Transportation Network? I admit, it's not as catchy as the one they have.
You don't like them?
They are the bane of my existence. This was a 2-week town. I've been here for 3 months. I had to rent a house in this dump because of them. You know I haven't golfed in a month? A month!
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
We are a great big family. She visits me all the time. You're wondering, would I be happy if she and that gang of anachronistic hippies just vanished into thin air? The answer is yes. Would I do anything about it? The answer is no.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yes. Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
It's been a pretty standard week for me. Unemployed yet surprisingly well-equipped group of activists are trying to ruin my life's work. Head office is on my behind about the missing deadlines. All my crew deserted me. You know, it's just Tuesday for me.
Who would know more about Tammy?
No idea.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
Not really. I don't know any of these people, and I aim to keep it that way.
Good boy. I need to get permission or obtain a warrant to enter this house. I need to get permission or obtain a warrant to enter this house.
I'll wait a couple of weeks. It'll be cheaper.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Welcome to Twin Lakes, Detective.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
She wanted to move out and stand on her own legs. Unlike my other daughter, who's content to live off me forever. Anyway, don't worry about the fire. It was just an old trailer. She wasn't even inside. Nothing of value was lost.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
Just some kids trying to anger their parents. No need to worry about them. Apparently, adulthood starts at 35 these days.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
Best thing that happened to this town. We're finally on the map.
Who would know more about Tammy?
You can talk to Sam, the mayor's daughter. Your name is also Sam.
Yeah.
2 Sams working the big case.
Yep.
I have a friend named Rick, too. Great guy.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I suspect she'll be back in no time.
What do you think, boy? Gas for the motor. Tammy's paintings were taken out of their frame. Tammy's paintings were taken out of their frames. Tammy's paintings were taken out of their frames. Tammy was admitted to rehab. They must have locked up the cows.
Man, get the fuck away from me!
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
What?
Could you tell me your name and address?
I ain't telling you shit.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I ain't telling you shit. I don't know you.
I need to get permission or obtain a warrant to enter this house.
You don't look like you need rehab.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Oh. Hello, handsome.
What do you know about Tammy's stay in rehab?
You're not supposed to ask that. It's a local town business. Plus, you can't come in here and dig around. You'd need a warrant for that, and you can't get one. It's super complicated and very hard to get.
I can get one pretty easily.
Just don't. She's not here, I promise.
I'd like to see for myself. Some of Tammy's paintings are missing. Have you seen them?
She must have thrown them out. They were terrible. Just some random lines. I love her, but she's a terrible artist.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
It was so weird. There was a loud bang, and then it went up in flames.
So you've heard an explosion.
I guess.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
They're so serious and annoying. I hope Tammy gets over that and finds a different hobby.
You're not worried about half the town getting destroyed?
I'll just move away. Plus, they're paying everybody so much money to buy their land. They offered us twice the market value for my mother's house.
That's interesting.
That's why nobody cares about the pipeline. We'll move away to bigger houses in St. Newman's.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
Not much.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I don't believe anybody from the town would hurt her. If something bad happened to her, it must be from those out-of-towners. Maybe those oil people kidnapped her.
What makes you think that?
It's just like the plot of Angry 88. They kidnapped this brilliant woman scientist because she has so much dirt on the company.
Does she get away?
No, she dies. Tammy would find a way to escape. She's very resourceful. Don't worry.
Could you tell me your name and address?
I'm Angela Carter. I live with my mom at the Old Mill Road. It's the cream-colored house behind the town hall.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I run the rehab. I just work all day saving people from drugs.
You sound very humble.
You like that, don't you?
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
It's an okay town. Not everywhere has people like me working for the community. Twin Lakes is so lucky.
This is a private area. Whoa! Fire! can't do that.
All hours are happy if you're drunk.
Hey,
Yeah? You got a warrant to ask me a question?
I don't need a warrant to ask you a question.
That's so. Well, I know my rights, so don't go asking nothing I don't want to tell you.
Could you tell me your name and address?
Name's Scott Cooper. They call me the Big Bear around these parts.
Do they really?
Yeah, that make you jealous or something? I live at the trailer park. It's the red one, right up front.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I know what's been happening. Those baby-eating lizards in Washington finally showed their true faces. You can listen all about it on the Face of the Truth podcast.
I meant about Tammy.
Who gives a damn about her?
Are you on drugs?
Just some Lobodins and whiskey. Nothing major.
What do you know about Tammy staying rehab?
Ain't that something? She's a junkie.
Some of Tammy's paintings are missing. Have you seen them?
Nah.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
It's a project built by a Canadian multinational conglomerate using Chinese loans. What could be more American than that?
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
Ha! Good riddance. That snobby bitch and her friends never drank here anyway.
You look angry. Is something wrong?
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
You're not here to arrest me, are you?
What do you know about Tammy's stay in rehab?
When did that happen? I can't believe I missed that.
If she did, you would certainly know.
I would.
Some of Tammy's paintings are missing. Have you seen them?
Missing? No! I'll go look for them, don't worry.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
It's so surprising. She didn't even have a stove. How could something like that happen? Good thing she wasn't home.
How do you know?
I was just in the area and saw her leave the trailer. It's not stalking. I just check up on her sometimes.
Could you tell me your name and address?
My name is Aiden Long. I live at my parents' house at Moose Street. They're not home. Sorry.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
I wish I did. I've been searching for her all over the place.
Who would know more about Tammy?
I do, I think. We were really close once.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
It wasn't me, I swear. I know. I would suspect me too. People tell me that I have quiet murderer vibes.
How so?
Like I'm going to snap one day and just start killing unsuspecting women on isolated roads. I swear, I won't.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
They seem okay, but my dad said don't join them, so I can't.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
I try to not go there. All those heavy machines look dangerous.
What do you think, boy? Did I miss something? How do I get a search warrant? Warrant is available. And now what?
The sheriff says I can take his job when he retires.
I have more questions.
Hi there, detective.
Deputy, I'd like to get a warrant to search Angela Carter's house and the rehab facilities.
Okay, the judge issued the warrant. You must serve the warrant to the person you want to search.
Some of Tammy's paintings are missing. Have you seen them?
Maybe she threw them out. They looked horrible.
What do you know about Tammy's stay in rehab?
Can't help you there. Sorry. Our town has seen better days.
Do you need help?
I have more questions.
You just can't stay away, can you?
Angela Carter, I have a warrant to search your house and workplace.
You just want to see where I sleep, don't you?
Well, I have suspicions that you're hiding evidence.
We'll see.